Hi, welcome and thank you for attending this webinar. I totally understand how busy you all are and I really appreciate you spending some of your precious time with me. I'd just like to acknowledge that you're taking the first step to learn more about this major symptom that's experienced during the perimenopause and transition and how best to naturally balance hormones and reduce and alleviate hot flushes. So why don't we start with a quick recap on what perimenopause is. We're very hormonal creatures, we women, and we go through puberty where our first sexual hormones start. Then, then we ovulate every month, which is a hormonal symphony in itself. By the time we reach 40, or it can be early for some women, our reproductive hormones start to wind down as our egg production winds down, and we then head into perimenopause and then menopause. So, in reality, menopause is the exact opposite of puberty. And in puberty, we had estrogen and progesterone winding up, and in menopause, they're winding down. And if you remember when you were going through puberty, your period started, and then maybe you didn't get one for an extended period, you were a moody teenager, acne started, etc. Well, the same thing is happening only in reverse. And some of the symptoms may be the same or very similar to those hormonal fluctuations, just trying to get into sync. So perimenopause can last up to 10 years before you hit menopause, which is defined as 12 months without a period, and then you're postmenopause for the rest of your life. So, today we're just going to talk about one of the most experienced symptoms of perimenopause and postmenopause, and that's hot flushes. And I'll just touch on the what and the why of these and also some natural solutions. So, hot flushes seems pretty self explanatory, but it can be experienced very differently by each of us. In some women, they may be short and sharp, and for others, constant and prolonged. And night sweats they're also in the same category, but happen when you sleep, which is not ideal, as this is when the body needs to be repairing. So, it's important to start implementing small changes that can help to reduce them and their impact. So, what typically happens during a hot flush? Well, it comes down to the hypothalamus and estrogen, sexual sex hormone primarily, and we'll talk a bit about the hypothalamus in an upcoming slide. But what is happening is that the hypothalamus, the body's thermostat, is responding to hormonal fluctuations by dilating or expanding the blood vessels, which is called vasodilation, to release heat, and this causes flushing. And then the sweat glands activate to cool the body, which is leading to sudden sweating. And your heart rate may also increase, creating a feeling of panic or discomfort. And this is what we experience as a hot flush. And since the body isn't actually overheating, this reaction happens unnecessarily and can feel sudden and overwhelming. And it can then be followed by chill. The body cools down too rapidly. And some women also experience heart palpitations, dizziness, or anxiety during a flush, which makes them feel even more intense. So, all in all, they're not a nice experience and can happen just about anywhere without warning. So, it sounds like something we really need to get a handle on. So, hot flushes typically begin in perimenopause, which can start in the late 40s to early 50s for most women. They often peak around menopause, with the average age of menopause being 51. However, the duration of hot flushes varies greatly. Some women experience them for only a few years, while others might have them for a decade or more. And for many, the frequency and intensity start to decline several years post-menopause, but a small percentage of women continue to experience them well into their 60s and beyond. And factors like genetics, lifestyle, stress, and overall health can influence exactly how long they last. So, what happens in the body during a hot flush? Well, as I said before, the hypothalamus is the brain's thermostat. So, it's responsible for regulating body temperature. And during perimenopause, the declining estrogen causes it to mistakenly detect overheating, even when the body temperature is normal, as it becomes hypersensitive to even the smallest of temperature changes, triggering an exaggerated heat response. This sudden rush of blood causes the flushing and the sweating and a sensation of intense heat. That's the classic hot flush. But estrogen also plays a role in transmitter balance, particularly serotonin and norepinephrine, which influence mood, stress, and again, our temperature control. So when these are disrupted, hot flushes can become more frequent and intense. And the good news, by understanding the role of the hypothalamus, we can take steps to support its function and reduce the severity of hot flushes through lifestyle, diet, and stress management. So the endocrine system and hot flushes. Now this is where it gets a bit complex. If that wasn't complex enough, we're a very intricately designed machine, we women, and the endocrine system is our hormone factory, and it sends the messages, the hormones, to receptor sites all around the body. It's like the postman. So hot flushes are not just about estrogen decline, though it does play a key role in regulating the hypothalamus. They're a result of a complex interaction between hormones and the nervous system. Then we have increased hormones, adrenaline and cortisol, and the body compensates for lower estrogen by increasing the production of stress hormones like adrenaline and cortisol. And these hormones can worsen symptoms by making the body more reactive to stress and temperature fluctuations. And this is why women often experience more intense hot flushes during a stressful period. And then we've got the role of serotonin and the neurotransmitters, which, as I said, that they're responsible for the mood regulation, but they also play a role in the heat perception. So estrogen helps regulate serotonin levels, and as the estrogen declines, serotonin levels can then become imbalanced. This can then lead to increased sensitivity to temperature changes and worsen mood-related symptoms like anxiety and irritability. And if you're experiencing hot flushes, you probably are experiencing anxiety and irritability as well. So understanding these connections helps explain why some women experience more frequent and severe hot flushes than others, and why addressing both the hormonal balance and stress management are a key component to relief. So common triggers in hot flushes. And hot flushes, they don't always happen randomly. Certain triggers can make them more frequent or intense. And identifying and avoiding these triggers can help reduce their severity. So spicy foods is one. Foods with chili, cayenne or hot peppers can raise body temperature and trigger a flush. And some women find that even mildly spicy meals can bring on sudden heat. Then we've got caffeine found in coffee, tea, and energy drinks. Caffeine can stimulate the nervous system. It can increase heart rate and body temperature, making hot flushes more likely. Alcohol, it dilates those blood vessels, makes them enlarge, causing a warming sensation that can cause flushing. And red wine in particular is a common culprit due to its effect on the blood circulation. Then we've got stress. Emotional stress increases cortisol and adrenaline, which can worsen hot flushes. You've got the anxiety, the frustration, or even rushing around can make those symptoms more intense. And then there's warm environments in a hot room, a sauna, heavy blankets, or sitting in direct sunlight can all trigger a flush. But by recognising what triggers your hot flushes, you can start to take preventative steps to minimise their frequency and intensity. So natural remedies and lifestyle changes. And there's many ways to manage hot flushes, and small adjustments to daily habits can actually make a really big difference, like dressing in layers, wearing breathable, loose-fitting fabrics like cotton or linen can help regulate your body temperature. And layers make it easier to adjust to sudden temperature changes throughout the day. If you get hot, you just take one off. Using cooling pillows and fans, and keeping a cooling pillow by the bed can prevent night sweats. And that prevents disturbed sleep. Carrying a portable fan or using a cooling mist can provide relief when hot flushes strike unexpectedly. So keeping a small portable fan in your bag, or even like a cooling mist in your bag. And then we've got deep breathing exercises. Practicing slow, controlled breathing, like diaphragmatic or paced breathing, can calm the nervous system and reduce the intensity of hot flushes. And studies show that mindfulness and relaxation techniques can help manage symptoms more effectively. And avoiding the known triggers, like keeping a symptom journal, can help track patterns and pinpoint specific triggers. These simple yet effective lifestyle changes can really empower women to regain control of their symptoms and reduce the discomfort naturally. The role of nutrition. Well, a balanced diet can fix a lot of things and it can ease symptoms. Studies show that you have a 40 to 60% reduction in hot flushes if with dietary changes alone. So that's pretty impressive. Proper nutrition supports your estrogen metabolism and your hormone production. Regular balanced meals help stabilise your blood sugar, which, blood sugar and insulin play a big role too in menopause, which I'll have another webinar shortly on that. And keeping that stabilised blood sugar reduces mood swings and fatigue. And then anti-inflammatory foods, they support hormonal balance. And because inflammation directly impacts the hormone receptor sensitivity. And reducing processed foods, excess sugar, refined carbohydrates. So fresh is best. Now, and then there's hydration, because hydration is key. Dehydration is a common hot flush trigger, and a lot of us dehydrated. So aim for a minimum 2 to 3 litres daily, and herbal teas like peppermint and sage, they'll count towards your hydration goals. And alcohol and caffeine can contribute to dehydration and worsen symptoms, so it's probably best to avoid for multiple reasons. Then we've got foods that can help reduce hot flushes. So we've got flax seeds, which are phytoestrogens, and natural plant compounds that gently support hormone balance. It's simple to incorporate into your daily routine, and specific preparation methods actually maximise their benefits. Then you've got your soy-based foods, your isoflavones, and traditional forms work differently than processed soy. So, try and stay away from processed soy unless it's organic and GMO free. And quality and quantity both matter for symptom relief. Individual response will vary based on your metabolism. Then we've got fatty fish for our omega-3s, and they support multiple body systems affected by menopause. And they're part of a comprehensive approach to hot flush management. And they've got additional benefits beyond symptom reduction. I think everybody should be taking omega-3 supplements if you don't eat a lot of fish. So leafy greens for your magnesium, because we're often depleted, full stop, let alone during perimenopause. And that's important for your nervous system regulation, and it works synergistically with a lot of other nutrients and for best results. But it's a cofactor for hundreds of enzymes in the body. So magnesium and getting it from leafy greens is a wonderful way of getting more in. Then we've got herbal remedies for relief. Now, herbs can be absolutely fantastic for this transition, not just for relief, but also for hormone balancing and stress modulating. There's some wonderful herbs that work for through the menopause transition, but we'll just cover a few because there's so many. But black cohosh, it's traditionally been used to reduce hot flush frequency. Sage contains compounds that help to regulate the body's temperature, and red clover, which is also rich in isoflavin, and it supports hormonal balance, and dong quai, which is a Chinese herb. It's got a long history for use for women's hormonal health. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. For some women, evening primrose oil can help reduce the intensity of hot flushes during menopause due to its anti-inflammatory properties and its ability to balance hormonal fluctuations. And like I say, everyone's individual. What works for someone might not work for someone else. But it's important to note that these are just a few examples from my extensive herbal toolkit. Many herbs contain multiple beneficial compounds addressing various symptoms, but proper herbal support requires a personalised assessment. So each woman's hormonal presentation is unique, so custom formulations achieve far better results than a one-size-fits-all approach. Then we've got exercise and hot flushes. So regular movement helps regulate hormones. Regular physical activity helps balance hormones, which can reduce the frequency and severity of hot flushes. As exercise promotes circulation and helps regulate the body's temperature control and mitigating hot flushes. And it might seem a little bit counterproductive, you're getting hot flush, but it's consistency. And your body gets that circulation, gets that movement, and it all helps. Strength training, it not only supports the bone health, it aids in hormonal regulation. And maintaining muscle mass through strength training helps stabilise hormone levels and reduce hot flushes. Then we've got yoga and meditation, which reduce stress, which is one big factor in this whole transition. Because stress is known, it's a known trigger for hot flushes, and yoga combines gentle movement with deep breathing to alleviate stress. Meditation helps calm the mind and reduce anxiety, which can decrease the likelihood and intensity of hot flushes. Then managing stress and sleep, because, like I said, sleep is when we repair. And so practicing mindfulness can help manage stress, can calm the mind and improve sleep quality. Mindfulness meditation before bed can create a sense of relaxation, making it easy to fall asleep and stay asleep. And then we've got the sleep hygiene, which is you need to establish a consistent sleep routine by going to bed and waking up at the same time every day. This helps regulate the body's internal clock, creating a really nice and comfortable sleeping environment. A cool, dark and quiet room can promote better sleep. And avoiding heavy meals, caffeine and alcohol close to bedtime, as they can interfere with your sleep quality too. And then there's the big one, the limiting screen time before bed, because exposure to blue light from screens can disrupt the production of melatonin, a hormone that regulates sleep. So I encourage you to use blue light filters or night mode on devices if your screen is, if it's necessary to use before bed. But incorporating these holistic approaches supports both mental and physical well-being, helping to reduce the frequency and the severity of hot flushes and other menopausal symptoms. So when to seek professional help? So you should seek help if the hot flushes or night sweats or mood swings affect your daily life, work or sleep. Severe symptoms can lead to other health issues like anxiety or chronic fatigue. So consult a natural healthcare practitioner, because they'll offer personalised treatment plans based on your health history and your symptom severity. Regular follow-ups ensure the effectiveness of your treatment, and they also allow for necessary adjustments. And professional support helps you navigate menopause with guidance and care. And then there's also exploring HRT and alternative therapies. So in these alternative therapies, that includes the phytoestrogens, your herbal supplements, acupuncture. These can provide relief for some women who prefer not to use HRT. But if you've tried all alternatives and you're still having flushes or symptoms that are severely impacting your life, consult your doctor, because hormone replacement therapy or body identical or bioidentical hormones may be something you need to consider. For some women, they can effectively manage menopausal symptoms. But you do your own research and discuss the benefits and the risks with your healthcare provider, so you're making an informed decision. So, conclusion and takeaway. Right, well, managing hot flushes requires a combination of strategies tailored to your unique needs. So by understanding your triggers and implementing effective coping mechanisms, you can significantly reduce their impact. Like, small changes can have a big impact. Simple adjustments in daily habits like regular exercise, balanced diet, mindful practices can all lead to substantial improvements. Start small and you'll see big results. And no, you're not alone. Support is available. You don't have to navigate menopause alone. Support's available, and if you choose, I'm here to guide you every step. Consider reaching out for personalised treatment and support tailored to your journey. And also, a support network and staying connected with others travelling the same journey can provide you with the emotional support and practical advice to navigate menopause with confidence and ease. So consider joining Nature's Pause. That's my free Facebook group, and you'll meet like-minded women, and in there we dive a bit deeper into everything that's menopause. I'd love to see you there. So just another thank you. Thanks so much for attending this presentation and stepping up to take control of your menopause journey, as knowledge is power. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask them. And if there's anything that needs a deeper explanation, I'll get in touch to discuss with you personally. Thanks again for your time. Bye.